Welcome back to the channel, fellow coin hunters and treasure seekers. You're watching the #1 spot for discovering hidden value in your pocket change and exploring the amazing world of rare and collectible coins. Today, we're unlocking the mystery behind a coin you've probably seen countless times, a tiny coin that could make a massive difference in your life. I'm talking about none other than the 1974 Liberty 1 dime from the United States. That's right, the little 10-cent piece sitting quietly in your change jar may actually be worth up to $132,000 if it's one of the rare varieties we're about to uncover. This is not a myth. This is not a hoax. Real collectors have paid six-figure sums for this specific coin, and today, we're going to explore why, how, and what you need to look for so you can turn your dime into a diamond. So don't go anywhere, because the value, history, and secrets of the 1974 Liberty dime are about to be revealed. Part 1. The history of the 1974 Liberty dime. Let's begin with the roots of this coin. The United States dime has a long and rich history, going back to the Coinage Act of 1792, which created the decimal currency system we use today. But the specific coin we're focusing on, the Roosevelt dime, was first introduced in 1946, just 1 year after President Franklin D. Roosevelt's death. Roosevelt wasn't just a respected president, he was also the founder of the March of Dimes, an organization created to fight polio. His image was chosen to be honored on the dime, and ever since then, his profile has graced the obverse of the 10-cent piece. Fast forward to 1974, and the Roosevelt dime was still going strong. These coins were struck at several U.S. mints, including Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver marked with AD, and San Francisco marked with an S4 proof coins. Millions were made, but only a few turned out to be extraordinary. Part 2. Why the 1974 dime could be worth $132,000. Now here comes the $1 million, or should I say $132,000 question. Why on earth would a simple 1974 Roosevelt dime be worth more than some cars, homes, or college tuition? Let's break it down. Point 1. Rarity and errors. Some 1974 dimes were struck with minting errors so rare that only a handful exist. These include things like double die obverse or reverse, where parts of the design are visibly doubled off center strikes, where the design is shifted away from the center, wrong planchet errors, where the dime was accidentally struck on a different metal or blank, missing clad layers, revealing a copper-colored core underneath full bands designation, where the torch on the reverse side is struck so sharply that the horizontal lines between the torch bands are fully visible. Any of these errors dramatically increase the coin's value. Point 2. Condition, mint state, perfection. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, and a dime graded MS-70 is the absolute top of the line. It's perfect under magnification, with no flaws at all. In 1974, nearly all dimes went into circulation immediately, meaning finding one in flawless, uncirculated condition is like finding a needle in a haystack. But a few did survive untouched, and one of those, graded at MS-68 plus full bands, has sold at auction for over $132,000. Yes, one tiny, 10-cent coin turned into over $100,000. That's the kind of story that makes collectors go wild. Part 3. How to identify a rare 1974 dime. So how do you know if your 1974 Liberty dime is the jackpot? Here's your checklist. Check the mint mark. If there's no mint mark, it was made in Philadelphia. AD means Denver and S means San Francisco. Usually proofed coins. Look for errors. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe on the obverse. Check Roosevelt's profile for signs of doubling on the reverse. Check the torch. If you can see clearly separated bands, especially horizontal ones, that's called full bands, and it matters a lot. Examine the edges and surface. Look for odd colors or textures, which could indicate missing layers or off-metal strikes. If the coin appears off-center or has an unusual shape or strike, it may be an error. Coin. Weigh the coin. A standard Roosevelt dime should weigh around 2.27 grams. If yours is lighter or heavier, it might be struck on the wrong planchet. Those are incredibly rare and valuable. Part 4. Market value. What your 1974 dime could be worth. Let's talk real money. Here's a breakdown of what your 1974 dime could be worth depending on its condition and type. Circulated dimes with wear, typically 10 to 25 cents. Uncirculated dimes with sharp features, between $1 and $1.50. Full bands MS-66 or MS-67, ranges from $100 to $2. 500 double die or off metal errors. Anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000, depending on rarity. Top graded MS68 Plus full bands has sold for $132,000 or more at auction, and guess what? Values continue to rise. As collectors compete for the best coins, even the rarest ones from recent decades are fetching historic prices. Part 5. Real-life discoveries and auction records. There have been real cases where someone found a rare 1974 dime in a coin roll or inherited it from a relative and later discovered its extreme value. One famous sale involved a 1974 D dime graded MS68 Plus with full bands that fetched over $130,000 at a major auction. This wasn't a myth or a rumor. It happened. And it sparked massive interest in Roosevelt dimes among collectors and investors alike. So don't overlook those coins. Even if it looks like any other dime, it might not be. Part 6. Tips for coin collectors thinking about getting into coin collecting or checking your change. Here are some powerful tips. Always inspect your coins closely. Invest in a magnifier or loupe. The naked eye misses too much detail. Weigh your coins. A digital gram scale costs less than $20 and can help you catch off metal strikes. Don't clean your coins. Cleaning can destroy the value, especially for mint state coins. Protect what you find. Store valuable coins in non-PVC flips or slabs. Don't touch them with bare hands. Get it graded. If you think your coin is special, send it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. A certified grade opens the door to auctions, insurance, and serious buyers. To wrap it up, the 1974 Liberty 1 dime is a perfect example of why you should always look closely at your change. It's small, it's common, and yet it holds the potential to be extraordinary. Whether it's a rare error, an ultra-high grade, or a misstrike that slipped through the cracks, this coin proves that value can hide in plain sight. So go ahead, check your piggy bank, your wallet, or that old coin jar sitting in the kitchen. You might just be holding a piece of history worth over $100,000. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1974 dime, smash that like button, subscribe for more rare coin videos, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a valuable discovery. And hey, drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare dime or coin in your change? Do you have a 1974 dime you want help identifying? We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, happy collecting and keep searching. Your fortune could be one dime away. Second History of Liberty Dime. Dear coin collectors, treasure hunters, and history lovers. Now, we are diving into one of the most mysterious and valuable coins in modern American currency, the 1982 D Liberty Dime. You heard that right. A tiny 10-cent coin, minted in 1982 in Denver, could now be worth as much as $130,000. That's not a typo. That's not an exaggeration. That's a real price paid by collectors for one of the rarest dime varieties to ever escape the US Mint. So, before you toss that old change into a vending machine or drop a dime into a donation box, stop. Because if you've got the right 1982 D dime in your possession, you could be holding a life-changing treasure in the palm of your hand. In this video, we're exploring everything you need to know about this rare Liberty dime, its origin, why it's so valuable, what makes it unique, how to identify it, and how you can potentially turn a simple 10-cent coin into a six-figure payday. Let's get started. Part 1. The origin and history of the 1982 Liberty dime. Let's begin with the story. The year was 1982. Ronald Reagan was president, gas was under $1, and the Denver Mint was hard at work producing millions of Roosevelt dimes. Yes, Roosevelt dimes, not coins labeled Liberty as a standalone. But did you know? Even though the coin is called a Roosevelt dime, it still features the word Liberty prominently across the obverse. That's where the term Liberty dime often comes from in the collecting world. It's shorthand for the Roosevelt Liberty design used from 1946 to today. Now, 1982 marked a turning point in U.S. coin production. The Mint was experimenting with new techniques, metal composition, and cost-saving strategies. Some coins in that year were struck without mint marks, others had die variations, and the quality control process experienced more lapses than usual. Amidst that confusion, a small number of dimes were struck in 1982 at the Denver Mint with critical minting errors. And those very errors are the reason why this little 10-cent piece has reached values as high as $130,000 at auction. Part 2. What makes the 1982 D dime so valuable, you're probably wondering. What could possibly make a dime worth more than a brand new Tesla or luxury apartment? Let's break it down. Most 1982 D dimes should clearly show a small D mint mark just above the date. That D stands for the Denver Mint. But here's where it gets interesting. Some 1982 dimes from Denver were struck without any mint mark at all. This happened due to a die that lacked the mint mark engraving, and that die was used before the mint caught the mistake. This type of error is extremely rare and specific to that year. Only a very small number of these error coins were ever released into circulation. Many were used and discarded before anyone noticed. Experts believe less than 20 high-grade examples of this specific error exist today, making it one of the rarest modern dimes in American coin history. As always, condition is king. If you've got a 1982 D dime that's missing its mint mark, and it's in mint state condition, especially grades like MS67 or higher, you've got a coin that's practically the holy grail of US dimes. In fact, one of these extremely rare specimens sold at auction for over $130,000. Top collectors are constantly building registry sets of every coin in every date and mint mark combination. When a rare coin like the 1982 D no mint mark dime comes on the market, collectors go to war with their wallets to secure it for their set. That competitive market drives prices into the stratosphere. Part 3. How to identify a rare 1982 D dime. So, how can you tell if your 1982 dime is worth 10 cents? Or 10,000 times that? Here's your step-by-step checklist. Step 1. Check the date. The coin must be dated 1982. Step 2. Look for the mint mark. If the coin has a D mint mark just above the date, it's likely normal. If it has no mint mark at all, that's your red flag. But here's the catch: you need to make sure it's not the Philadelphia Mint version. Only the Denver minted dimes are in this rare error category. Step 3. Weigh the coin. Authentic Roosevelt dimes from this era weigh about 2.27 grams. If your coin falls within this weight range, it's likely genuine. Step 4. Examine the condition. A coin with scratches, wear, or damage might still be interesting, but the big money is in coins that are uncirculated or in mint state condition. Look for clean surfaces, strong luster, and sharp details. Step 5. Professional authentication. If you think you've found one, submit it to a third-party grader like PCGS or NGC. These grading companies will not only authenticate the coin but give it a certified grade that can unlock its full market potential. Part 4. Real market value. Let's talk money. Here's what collectors are paying for the 1982 D Liberty Roosevelt dime today. Circulated with mint mark, worth just 10 cents. Uncirculated MS60, MS64. Might be worth $2 to $10.1982. No mint mark. Philadelphia. A few dollars depending on condition. 1982 D with missing mint mark in high grade. This is where it gets wild. One of these coins, graded MS68 by PCGS, sold for a jaw-dropping $130,000 at a heritage auction. That's enough for a luxury car, a down payment on a house, or to fund your entire coin collection for a lifetime. Part 5. Coin collecting tips. If this story has you excited, and you're ready to dig through your piggy bank or coin rolls, here are a few expert tips. Tip 1. Search coin rolls. Visit your bank, ask for dime rolls, and start searching. You'd be amazed what's still out there. Tip 2. Use the right tools. A magnifying glass, scale, and bright light will help you spot details the naked eye can't see. Tip 3. Educate yourself. The more you know, the better your odds. Study mint mark positions, die varieties, and known errors. Tip 4. Store coins safely. Use 2x2 holders, plastic flips, or coin tubes. Keep coins away from moisture and fingerprints. Tip 5. Join a coin community. Reddit forums, Facebook groups, and coin clubs are great places to learn and share your finds. So the next time someone says, "It's just a dime," you'll know better. The 1982 D Liberty Roosevelt dime proves that even the smallest coin can carry huge value, especially when a minting mistake turns it into a legendary rarity. If you've got some dimes tucked away from the 80s, go check them now. That one little coin could change your life. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coins and hidden treasures, do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe for more videos just like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss the next coin that could be worth a fortune. Leave a comment below if you've ever come across a valuable coin, or tell me which coin you want me to cover next. Thanks for watching. And as always, keep hunting, keep learning, and may your next coin be your biggest find yet. Third History Liberty Dime. My great coin collectors, again back to the channel that reveals the hidden fortunes hiding in your pocket change. If you've ever thought a dime is just 10 cents, think again. Now, we're uncovering the shocking truth about the 1994 Liberty Dime, a coin that's been sold for an unbelievable $128,000 at auction. Yes, you heard that right, one small dime worth more than a luxury car, even more than some houses. In this video, we're going deep into the history of this coin, the secret features that make it incredibly valuable, how you can spot one, and what you need to know before selling or buying any 1994 dime. So grab a seat and stay locked in, because this isn't just any coin, this is a life-changing piece of metal. Part 1. The background of the Roosevelt dime. Before we talk value, let's take a quick trip back in time to understand the dime's origins. The Roosevelt dime was first minted in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a leader who guided America through the Great Depression and World War II. He was also a strong advocate for the March of Dimes, which helped fund the fight against polio. This coin replaced the Mercury dime, and ever since then, it has featured Roosevelt's portrait on the obverse. On the reverse side, you'll find a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. By 1994, the Roosevelt dime had been in circulation for nearly 50 years. But what makes the 1994 dime from the Denver Mint stand out from the crowd? Let's dive into that now. Part 2. What makes the 1994 dime special? At first glance, the 1994 Roosevelt dime looks like any other. It's small, silver-colored, and easily overlooked. But among the millions of dimes minted that year, a few special ones have surfaced that are now worth thousands, and in one jaw-dropping case over $128,000. Why? Let's break it down. 1. Rare mint errors. Some 1994 dimes were struck with major minting errors. These include off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, transitional errors where coins were accidentally struck on the wrong metal planchet. These types of errors are extremely rare and sought after by high-end collectors. 2. Wrong planchet errors. In some cases, the coin was mistakenly struck on a copper-nickel quarter planchet or on a foreign planchet, giving it a unique size, weight, or color. When certified and authenticated, these coins become extremely valuable. 3. High-grade mint state condition. The vast majority of coins are released into circulation, get scratched, worn down, and damaged. But a few coins, including some 1994 dimes, have been preserved in nearly perfect condition. When a coin receives a mint state MS 68, 69, or even a rare 70 grade, its value increases exponentially. 4. Full bands designation. This is a major factor for dime collectors. If the coin's reverse shows sharply struck, full horizontal lines on the torch, it's called a full bands dime. These are far rarer and command higher prices at auction. Part 3. The $128,000 dime. Let's talk about the star of this show, the 1994 Liberty dime that was sold for $128,000. This wasn't just any dime. It was, in mint state 69 condition, had full bands visible on the reverse, struck with extreme precision, possibly featured a rare planchet error or enhanced luster, certified by a top grading service like PCGS or NGC. Only a handful of these coins exist, and collectors go wild for them. The market value shot up in recent years as demand for rare modern U.S. coins exploded. It's the perfect storm: rarity, condition, certification, and demand. Part 4. How to identify a valuable 1994 dime. Now you might be wondering, how can you tell if the 1994 dime you have is one of these hidden treasures? Here's what to look for. 1. Look at the date and mint mark. The coin should read 1994 with a small d mint mark just above the date, near Roosevelt's neck. 2. Examine the torch on the reverse. If the horizontal lines on the torch are fully separated and clear, that's a full bands designation. Very important. 3. Check for errors. Inspect for doubling of letters or numbers, planchet discoloration, off-center or missing design elements, odd weight or thickness. 4. Weight. A standard Roosevelt dime should weigh 2.27 grams. If your coin weighs significantly more or less, it may have been struck on the wrong metal, blank, potentially worth thousands. 5. Get it graded. The only way to truly verify if your coin is valuable is to send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade and full bands label can skyrocket the coin's market price. Part 5. The current market value. Let's break down the value categories for the 1994 Roosevelt dime in today's market. Circulated condition, no errors. 10 to 15 cents uncirculated, MS60 to MS64. $1 to $5 high grade, MS65 to MS67. $15 to $100 full bands designation, MS67 plus $300 to $1,000 plus mint state 68 or higher with full bands. $5,000 to $20,000 rare error or MS69 full bands, up to and beyond $128,000 yes, all from one tiny dime. Part 6. How to cash in or protect your coin. If you think you've got a valuable 1994 dime, here's what to do next. 1. Don't clean it. Cleaning a coin destroys its value. Let it be, even if it's dirty. 2. Use gloves when handling. Keep it in its current condition. Oils from your hands can damage it. 3. Store it in a safe holder. Use a coin flip or airtight capsule to preserve it. 4. Get it professionally graded. Submit your coin to PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can increase its value by hundreds or even thousands of dollars. 5. Research auction houses. If your coin is truly rare, consider selling it through a reputable auction company like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbowers.so. Now you know the full story of the 1994 Liberty 1 dime, a humble 10-cent piece that, under the right conditions, can fetch a staggering $128,000. These coins are more than money, they're history, mystery, and investment all rolled into one. Have you checked your change jar lately? That dime sitting unnoticed in your drawer could be a hidden treasure. Make sure to look closely, because coins like this are still out there, waiting to be discovered by someone just like you. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more rare coin discoveries, and tap the bell so you never miss another money-making episode. Comment below if you've ever found a rare dime or want to learn about more high-value coins. Until next time, keep hunting, keep checking your change, and never underestimate a dime. 4th History of Liberty Dime. My very respectable treasure hunters, coin lovers, and everyone who's ever held a piece of change and wondered, could this be worth more than just 10 cents? Now, I've got a story that's going to blow your mind. We're talking about a coin you've probably seen 1,000 times without a second thought. A tiny coin. Shiny. Silver-colored. Simple. A 2000 Liberty dime from the United States of America. But here's the kicker. Some versions of this coin, yes, this humble little 10-cent piece, have sold for as much as $125,000. $125,000. In today's video, we're going deep into the hidden history, secret varieties, wild errors, and current market value of the 2000 Roosevelt Liberty dime. We'll talk about how to identify the rare ones, why they're so valuable, and how you might already have one hiding in your change jar, your drawer, your pocket, or stuck under your car seat. So stay locked in. Because by the end of this video, you might just be inspired to check every dime you've ever owned. Part 1. A little coin with a big story. Let's start from the beginning. The dime has been a part of American history since 1796. But the version we know today, the Roosevelt dime, was first minted in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, following his death the year before. Designed by John R. Sinek, the Roosevelt dime features a profile of FDR facing left, with the word Liberty inscribed to the left, "In God We Trust" below the chin, and the year 2000, in this case, off to the right. Just below the year is a small mint mark, a capital D, indicating that this coin was minted at the Denver Mint. Now, here's the truth. Hundreds of millions of these 2000 dimes were struck. They're everywhere. But hidden among them, just a few out of millions, are error coins, rare varieties, and top-graded pieces that collectors will pay thousands, even six figures, to own. Part 2. What makes a 2000 dime worth $125,000? You might be thinking, how can a dime worth 10 cents ever be worth over $100,000? Here's what makes the difference. 1. Mint errors that made headlines. Some 2000D Liberty dimes were struck with dramatic minting errors, including off-center strikes where the design is misaligned, double strikes coins that were struck twice, creating a shadow-like effect, wrong planchet errors, dimes struck on foreign coins or other denominations like penny or nickel blanks, clipped planchets where part of the coin is literally missing. These errors are extremely rare and desirable. A perfect storm of demand, rarity, and condition can lead to jaw-dropping values. Point 2. High-grade MS69 or MS70 coins are graded on the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70. A coin graded MS70 is a perfect specimen, flawless under magnification. A 2000D dime graded MS69 or MS70, especially with full torch lines on the reverse known as full bands, is unbelievably rare. These top-tier examples have appeared at major auctions like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers, with reported sales crossing $100,000, and in some cases up to $125,000 depending on demand, error type, and condition. Point 3. Unique die varieties. Some 2000D dimes were struck from worn-out or repolished dies, creating subtle but unique changes in the coin's design. These are sometimes listed as varieties, and serious collectors hunt for them, especially when they've been authenticated and graded. Part 3. How to identify a rare 2000D dime. Now comes the fun part. How do you know if your 2000D dime is special? Here are the key things to look for. Make sure the D is clearly visible under the ear. If it's missing or misplaced, you may be looking at a rare error. Flip the coin to the back. The torch between the oak and olive branches should have horizontal bands. If these lines are sharp and fully separated, your dime may qualify as a full bands FB coin, increasing its value significantly. Does the coin have mirror-like luster with no scratches or blemishes? That's a sign it might be in mint state condition. Coins stored in rolls, folders, or proof sets are more likely to be preserved like this. Watch for errors. Use a magnifier or jeweler's loupe. Look for doubling in the lettering or date, clipped edges, extra thickness in the motto, off-center strikes weak, or missing details. Check the weight. A standard dime should weigh 2.27 grams. If your coin weighs significantly more or less, it might have been struck on the wrong metal. Part 4. Real market prices and sales. Let's get into some actual numbers. A regular 2000D dime in circulated condition is worth, you guessed it, 10 cents. An uncirculated one graded MS65 might sell for $2 to $10. A full bands MS68 dime, that could go for $100 to $500. But an MS69 full band specimen with no blemishes, you're now looking at $5,000 to $15,000. The Holy Grail, a perfect MS70 era coin or extremely rare variety with full bands, has reached auction records of up to $125,000. It all depends on demand, scarcity, eye appeal, and market timing. Part 5. Why collectors love the 2000D Liberty dime. You might ask, why all the hype? Why are collectors so obsessed with this little coin? Because it's a modern sleeper hit. Unlike older dimes, the 2000D isn't a century-old relic. It's a 21st century coin with a hidden identity. It blends rarity, modern appeal, and the thrill of the unknown. Also, there's something magical about taking something everyone overlooks like a dime and finding out it's worth more than a brand new car, more than your student loans, or even a down payment on a house. Part 6. How to sell a rare dime. So you found a 2000D dime that looks suspiciously valuable. What now? Step 1. Don't clean it seriously. Never clean coins. It destroys their natural surfaces and kills their value. Step 2. Weigh and examine it. Use a digital scale and magnifying lens to inspect all aspects of the coin. Step 3. Submit it for grading. Send it to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. A professional grade will confirm its authenticity and condition. Step 4. Watch the market. Coin prices can spike during auctions or in hot collector markets. Time your sale wisely. Step 5. Sell through trusted channels. Use auction houses, coin shows, or reputable online dealers. Avoid shady buyers who offer cash without paperwork. And there you have it. The story of the 2000D Liberty dime, a tiny coin that might just change your life. It's out there, hiding in the wild. Maybe in your wallet. Maybe in your old coin jar. Maybe in the change you just got from the store. This isn't just a video. It's a wake-up call to always look closer. to pay attention. Because what seems like small change could turn out to be a six-figure jackpot. If you learned something today or got inspired to check your coins, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and tap that notification bell so you never miss another money-making discovery. And tell me in the comments, have you ever found a rare dime or a coin worth big money? Thanks for watching. And remember, every coin has a story, and some of them are worth a whole lot more than 10 cents. Our fifth history of Liberty Dime, great fellow, treasure hunters and coin collectors. Get ready, because today's video could change the way you look at your spare change forever. What if I told you that a tiny, 10-cent coin, minted in the year 2002, could be worth more than $123,000 today? You heard that right. In this video, we are going deep into the fascinating story of the 2002 Roosevelt Liberty Dime, a coin so seemingly ordinary, yet capable of fetching six figures in the right condition. We'll cover everything: the dime's history, why it's so rare and valuable, how to identify rare varieties, and how you can check your own dimes for a possible jackpot hiding in your pocket, purse, or coin jar. Make sure you watch till the end, because you might be holding on to a tiny fortune without even knowing it. Part 1. Background and history. Let's start at the beginning. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, just months after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. It replaced the Mercury dime and was designed by John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time. Why Roosevelt? Because he was a national hero and also the founder of the March of Dimes, a campaign to fight polio. So it made perfect sense to honor him on the 10-cent coin. Fast forward to 2002, and we have the 2002 Roosevelt dime, minted in Philadelphia. That's what the little P stands for. Millions of these were made, so at first glance, it might seem like just another dime. But there's a twist. Among those millions, a tiny handful possess characteristics that have made them incredibly valuable, even setting auction records. Part 2. What makes the 2002 dime special? So what makes this particular coin stand out? Let's break it down. A few 2002 dimes were struck with significant minting errors. These include double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and even coins struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were stamped on a blank intended for a different coin. These types of mint errors are incredibly rare and highly collectible. The condition of a coin is graded on the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70. A perfect MS-70 grade is almost impossible to find, but coins graded MS-68 or higher with full strike details and no imperfections are still extremely rare. One such 2002 Roosevelt dime graded MS-69 with full bands sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $123,000. That wasn't a fantasy, it was a real sale that caught the attention of collectors around the world. The term full bands refers to the horizontal bands on the torch on the reverse side of the coin. A coin with full bands has an especially sharp strike, which shows all the lines on the torch completely separated. Full bands are a hallmark of quality and rarity, especially in modern dimes. Modern era coins and ultra-high-grade modern coins are gaining popularity fast. As older rarities become too expensive for average collectors, attention has shifted toward coins like the 2002 dime, still attainable, but with skyrocketing value if you get lucky. Part 3. How to identify a valuable 2002 dime. Now you might be wondering, how can you tell if your 2002 dime is a high-value piece? Here's what to check. Start with the obvious. Look just above the date. You should see the letter P, indicating the coin was minted in Philadelphia. If it has a D or no mint mark, it's not the same coin. Inspect for errors. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop. Examine the details closely for doubled lettering or numbers, especially in the word Liberty and the date. Off-center strikes, missing elements, broad strikes where the rim appears stretched or incomplete. A different metal color or unusual weight indicating a possible wrong planchet. Flip the coin to the back and study the torch. If you can clearly see the horizontal lines in both the upper and lower bands on the torch, fully separated and complete, that's what collectors call full bands. If your coin has this feature, its value increases dramatically. The correct weight for a 2002 Roosevelt dime should be around 2.27 grams. Any major deviation could suggest an error or wrong planchet, and that could mean big money. Does your dime have a clean, sharp, mirror-like surface with no scratches, nicks, or signs of wear? The fewer flaws it has, the more likely it is to earn a high grade from a grading service and the more valuable it becomes. Part 4. Market value breakdown. Now let's talk dollars and cents, or should I say thousands of dollars and cents. Here's the current market breakdown for 2002 P Roosevelt dimes. Average circulated condition. Worth face value just 10 cents, slightly worn, better detail. Between 25 cents to $2 uncirculated MS60 to MS65. Between $5 and $25, depending on quality. High mint state MS66 to MS68. These coins can command $50 to $500. MS69 with full bands, the gold mine. One of these dimes sold for $123,000 at auction. While these are incredibly rare, they are out there and someone found one. Remember, market values are affected by rarity, demand, auction records, and the coin's exact condition. Just because a coin is rare doesn't mean it's valuable unless someone is willing to pay for it, and right now, they are. Part 5. How to sell if you find one. So what if you find one of these rare gems? Here's what you do. Whatever you do, don't try to polish or clean the coin. It may seem like a good idea, but cleaning actually lowers a coin's value. Submit the coin to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll verify the coin's authenticity, examine it under professional conditions, and give it a grade. A high grade with full bands can instantly turn your coin into a high-value asset. If your coin receives a top grade, consider listing it through an auction house like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. These platforms attract serious collectors and can push bids into the 5 or even 6-figure range. So there you have it, the incredible story of the 2002 P Liberty Roosevelt dime, a tiny 10-cent piece with the power to unlock a $123,000 payday. It's stories like this that remind us how history, rarity, and a little bit of luck can turn pocket change into treasure. Next time you're sorting through your coins, don't overlook the dimes. That little silver piece just might be your ticket to financial surprise. Whether you're a beginner, a collector, or just a curious viewer, there's always something new to discover in the world of numismatics. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe for more incredible coin stories, and turn on the bell notification so you never miss a valuable update. Drop a comment below if you found any rare coins or want to learn about a specific coin in a future video. Thanks for watching, and remember, fortune favors the finder. 6th History of Liberty Dime. My dear coin collectors and treasure hunters, you're about to discover one of the most exciting hidden gems in American coinage, a coin that's small in size, but massive in value. Today we're talking about a humble dime, yes, a 10-cent piece that's worth not just a few dollars or even a few hundred. The 2005 P Liberty 1 dime, also known as the Roosevelt dime, has been turning heads in the collector community for one jaw-dropping reason. Some rare examples have sold for as much as $121,000. You've heard that right, one single dime worth over $121,000. How can such a tiny coin be worth more than a luxury car, a college education, or even a house? Keep watching, because we're diving deep into the history, design, rare minting errors, grading secrets, and the real-world market value of the incredible 2005 P Roosevelt dime. By the end of this video, you might just want to go dig through your coin jar or check your pocket change. Part 1. The history of the 2005 P Liberty 1 dime. Let's begin with a bit of historical background. The United States dime has a long and proud history, dating all the way back to 1796. But the modern dime as we know it, the Roosevelt dime, was first introduced in 1946, just months after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. It was chosen to honor his leadership and his tireless fight against polio, as well as his role in founding the March of Dimes. The design we see today features Roosevelt's profile on the obverse, with the words Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, the year of minting in this case, 2005, and the mint mark, a small p indicating it was minted in Philadelphia. On the reverse, we find a torch in the center, flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right, symbols of peace, strength, and freedom. The 2005 P Roosevelt dime wasn't made in small numbers. In fact, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 1.5 billion of them that year. So what makes this particular dime so special? That's where things get really interesting. Part 2. The secret behind its value. Why it's worth $121,000, you might be asking. How can a coin that was mass-produced be worth more than $100,000? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, condition, and minting errors. Let's break it down. Some 2005p dimes were struck with incredible minting mistakes, errors that were never meant to be released to the public. These include where Roosevelt's face or the letters in Liberty and In God We Trust appear double due to a misalignment during the strike. Coins that weren't properly centered during the strike, making the design appear lopsided. A rare and stunning error where the outer nickel layer is missing, leaving a copper-colored surface. Raised lines or blobs of metal caused by broken dies, making each error unique. Most coins get scratched, worn, or scuffed as they move through circulation. But a few coins, like some 2005p dimes, have survived in perfect mint condition, graded as high as MS69 or MS70 on the Sheldon scale. These pristine examples are extraordinarily rare, especially for business strike coins intended for circulation. One such dime, struck in 2005 with the Philadelphia P mint mark, graded as MS70 by PCGS, and displaying an incredibly rare error, sold at auction for $121,000. Yes, this is a real sale that shook the numismatic world and had collectors rushing to re-examine their modern dimes. Part 3: What to look for in your 2005p dime. So, how do you know if your 2005p Liberty dime is one of these jackpot coins? Here are the things you should check. 1. Look for mint errors. Use a strong magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe and examine. Doubling of letters or Roosevelt's face incomplete or faded lettering blurry. Doubled edges misalignment, or off-center designs, unusual coloration, or missing outer layer. 2. Weigh your dime. A standard dime should weigh around 2.27 grams. If your dime is significantly lighter or heavier, it could have a planchet error or wrong metal strike, both of which raise its value. 3. Check the edges. Is the edge reeded evenly? Are there blank spots? A smooth edge or partial edge design could indicate a striking error. 4. Condition is everything. Even a small scratch can dramatically reduce a coin's value. If your dime looks brand new, flawless, and shiny, you may be holding a treasure. Get it graded by a reputable service like NGC or PCGS. Part 4: Market value and record sales. Now let's talk dollars. Here's what real-world collectors are paying for this coin: circulated 2005p dime, worth face value, maybe 10 to 15 cents at most. Uncirculated MS60, MS65, generally worth $1 to $10 depending on appearance. MS67, MS68. These go for $30 to $200 and are prized by serious collectors. MS69 with no errors, still rare, may fetch up to $500 or more. MS70 with mint error or unique strike, this is the unicorn. The dime that sold for $121,000 was flawless, uncirculated, with a dramatic mint error. Coins like this are essentially one of a kind. Collectors love modern era coins, especially from well-known mints like Philadelphia. As technology improves, fewer errors make it past inspection, so coins like this are becoming harder and harder to find. Part 5: Tips for finding a valuable 2005p dime. You might be wondering, how can you increase your chances of finding one of these valuable coins? Go to your local bank or coin supplier and request rolls of 2005 dimes. Many rare coins are still sitting in these untouched rolls. Sometimes these coins go unnoticed in bulk bins or mixed lots. Keep your eyes peeled. Join online coin forums, Facebook groups, or Reddit communities focused on US coins. Knowledge is power, and sometimes opportunity. You never know what might come through your hands. Some of the most valuable coins have been discovered in the most unexpected places. And there you have it, the story of how a 2005p 1 dime Liberty Roosevelt coin could be worth up to $121,000. A tiny piece of metal, 10 cents in value, but with the right error and perfect condition, it becomes a coin collector's dream. This is why coin collecting is such a thrilling hobby. The treasure might not be buried underground or hidden in a vault, it could be right there in your pocket. So go check your change, look through your drawers, inspect those old coin jars. That one dime could change your life. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to our channel for more rare coin discoveries, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another valuable find. Drop a comment below if you've ever come across a rare dime or want us to cover another coin in a future video. Until next time, happy hunting and keep those eyes sharp, because history and fortune can be found in the smallest of places.